want you. Let me just treat you like a queen, showing you the world that you never seen. I just want you. See, I don't wanna be a burden, and I don't wanna be uncertain. I just wanna do things right, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't wanna guess or wonder what's on your mind. Are we just over the day, or are we moving too fast? Should we just take it slow, or take this serious? I don't wanna do anything you don't wanna. I just feel that we are meant to be. So strangers now lovers, it's a perfect story. They say that love is blind, but some reason I can see. Lovers are lovers, and that's you and me. Alright, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't wanna guess or wonder. Alright, alright, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Good morning, and welcome to Everyday People, the Utah Pacifica chapter. And no, I'm not Michelle. This ain't Lynn.
No. Although I'm also bald, so we have that in common.
You see Lynn on the beach?
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so damn annoying.
No, you didn't.
We need to be there with him.
Listen, if you guys are just joining us for the first time, again, my name is Cindy Satini, and today we have the honor of having Afa'alu with Afa'alu Designs as my guest host today. Good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I got some power players in the house today. Guess what? I found out one of them's my cousin. I'm so excited. But listen, as always, before we get into meeting our very special guests, we kind of just go through some community events, right? You got any community events for us this morning?
There's one that's happening tomorrow. Heels to Heel.
Are you joining that one?
I've worn heels twice in my life.
Okay.
Not fun.
No.
But I think this is their 10th annual one. It's going to be at the International Peace Gardens, put together by PacifikaChptr and their group, amazing group. But yeah, I'm excited for that. It's for violence against women, and I think it's put together by PacifikaChptr.
Got to get your heels out.
That's right. I mean, I could barely walk with these shoes.
I can't do heels anymore. Yeah, don't even look at my shoes.
Yeah, so come out tomorrow. It's their 10th annual one.
Ladies, are you joining the Heels to Heel?
Yes, we will be there tomorrow.
Are you kidding?
Oh,
No, not walking.
We're
We're just going there to table and support. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe I'll come. Not with heels, but just to walk.
Yeah.
You should. That would be a thing.
That would be fun.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you guys, that's again tomorrow, noon to 2. If you guys have any information, head on over to PacifikaChptr, the Pacific Island Knowledge to Action Resources, right? That's huge. Go on to their website and to any of their social media platforms and get more information on that. Again, it's the 10th annual one, so obviously it's been pretty successful. So get out there and help support Domestic Violence Awareness Month, yeah?
I think they do one here and in St. George too.
What?
Right?
Oh wow, I didn't see.
Yeah, because I saw one that they were doing it in St. George as well. Maybe not at the same time, but they also do it at the same time.
That's pretty cool. And Anwhut's going to be there. Speaking of Anwhut and the National Tongan American Society, do you guys have any special events that you guys want to share on our platform this morning?
No, just right now we're just trying to push everyone, all of our Pacific Islander, our Polynesian people, just to get out there. If you haven't registered to vote, please register to vote. Also, voting season is here. I think our elections, I just won't want to get the dates wrong. It's November 4th. You know that you have to go in and you have to vote. There's no reason to register if you can't vote, right? So
I voted.
Yep.
that's good.
Who'd you vote for? No, just kidding.
Kamala Harris. That's what I voted for.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there another one in December that I thought you guys were talking about?
It's the first Sunday of December. It's the National Tongan American Society's 28th Pohiva Kirisimasi.
That's pretty big.
Yes, and so this year we've decided that we'd let our youth run that Pohiva coming up.
Oh, wow.
So anyone out there with a choir, whether you're a special group, you're invited, just go to www.ntsutah.org to get more information on the Pohiva.
There you go. How many years now?
28 years.
28 years, guys. That's a big deal,
That's a
too.
big
That
deal.
one, I see a bunch of bands and stuff involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
event,
great
yes.
turnout. Every year, about 20 or more.
Yeah, as that
Groups.
starts coming out, we'll start posting things for that event as well. We had Michelle Willis that reached out and asked that we talk about Warrior Body Run Club with Goddess Body Fitness. Starts tomorrow, 7 a.m. every Saturday at East High School. Tap into your roots. Train like a warrior. Hey, do you want to go run?
No, absolutely not. It's not for me. But if you do love to run, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Hey, you ladies, no? You guys are
No,
involved in
no.
everything.
No.
No
I have
walking.
neuropathy. I can't do the running.
It's okay. I'll go set a table.
Okay, we can say
But I
it.
do speak to a lot of fitness
You
people
guys
in our
go ahead and do
community,
it.
right?
Yes.
That are into that. So if you guys are into running, they're starting that run club tomorrow at East High. Head out there and start that at 7 a.m. There's also the Discover Winter.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll post that flyer later on today too on our platform. But Discover Winter is Ski Utah's program for new skiers, and they really want to tap into the Pacific Islander community and start teaching skiing. You know how to ski?
No, but I would love to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I love the winter, so I think that will make me love winter even more. If
I've
I
done
do
cross
something.
country.
Really?
That's pretty tough. That's more of an exercise thingy, but skiing. Have you guys skied?
No.
We should try it, you guys.
We should. That'd be fun.
Okay, listen, we're going to post that event, the flyers on
That
our
would be fun, but
page.
my back would say otherwise. But it would be fun.
Speaking of back, it's because he was at the Josh Tatafi concert last night.
That was stunning.
Was it?
Absolutely.
What'd you think?
I mean, as you know, we talked about some artists, they sound different recorded and they sound different live.
Yeah.
The man sounds the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, and I
That's
understand.
awesome.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, what did you ladies think of the concert?
Oh, I love Josh Tofi anyway.
Yeah.
I love his music, but I like it. I thought my grandchildren seemed to enjoy it in another room, just watching it from there. But yeah, I enjoy it. I thought it was.
I think if I was able to have a lawn chair, I probably would have enjoyed myself. Back in the days, I was able to sit there, dance, but
Serious. I
That's
walked
true.
in there
It was
last
just
night.
killing me.
After about an hour or two, I was like, why didn't I bring my lawn chair?
I know.
Last night, what I have to say is I think the venue was absolutely clean. And the staff from the security beginning to the end was super.
They were really good.
They were so nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
How well was security during the party? Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Serious, let's bring it up, you guys.
Yeah.
Was there a fight there last night?
Yes, there were a few fights in the back because we were in the back where my kids were at, and so fights in the foyer, the lobby, and then
Yeah.
also in the men's bathroom, and so yeah, it was a lot of things going on. So I try to keep my kids safe.
And you
just
have
keep
teenagers.
I have
Yeah.
teenagers from the
gosh.
age of 10 to 16, so. My whole thing was just to keep them safe, but yeah, it was kind of wild back there.
Yeah.
You didn't feel it in the front because it was so
No.
packed, but the back there was a lot of action going on.
Wow. So we have another show coming on Saturday. What are some things that you can maybe tell our viewers that are planning on going to this Saturday show, to
Well, I
prepare
know
for it?
Saturday's not sold out like last night, so I think the room it'll be better to move around in. And I think if you're gonna take your kids, just to keep them close to you.
Yeah.
Find a spot that's safe, and also to our people and our youth that are out there, like ease up on the alcohol a little if you can't
you can't
control
handle your
yourself. Yeah, if
alcohol,
you can't handle it.
Don't
Stay
have it
home.
over there. Stay home and drink over there. And
Yeah.
watch
Stay
the
home
live.
afterwards.
Just be
Exactly.
real. Yeah,
Exactly.
I think
So-
that's
And it just
what
ruins
is.
the vibe of of everything. That's why they say we can't have nice things. That's
I mean,
the
right
reason
when we
why.
walked in, there was right through the door. They already fighting, and I was
terrible.
That's
like,
terrible.
"Oh my gosh, we just got here. Is this the vibe for tonight?" But
No.
other than that, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
I guess
Yeah.
the biggest concern for me too was the fact that you had teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
kids.
There were a lot of kids around our area.
Okay, that's what I was surprised.
A lot.
I thought it was the 21 and older,
And
but I
older.
saw kids. Like, oh, I should have brought my kid.
Not only that, there was no way they didn't block off any section for like just 21, so it was just mixed. Like I saw little kids standing next to people with alcohol, and I was like, "There's no control."
Oh no.
Yeah.
But that's on the complex. It's not
Right, that's on
the
them.
promoters. It's them. They should have secured
Sure.
that better.
Well, speaking of the concert itself, though, I mean, Big Body Cisco brought it.
Yes.
yeah, always.
He's got
Yes.
everybody
Always.
going. We're so happy that they all made it. Josh Satofi, we had Richie V,
Yeah.
who started out the show. He was amazing. And then everybody in the crowd was just singing along. I mean, it was just amazing. And so if you guys are ready to, for this show on Saturday, mind your P's and Q's.
Yeah.
Don't drink too much and just go and enjoy because it was just an amazing concert.
It was.
So welcome, Josh.
I know. Keep
Yeah.
it demure is what I say.
Keep it.
And you went for your birthday.
I know. I didn't see no action at the back, but that's unfortunate. But other than that, the concert was beautiful.
Well, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys, thanks again. Josh, you did an amazing job. I think what we're going to do, we've got through some events already so
Yep.
far. Again, you guys, remember to click, like, and share. We absolutely miss Lynn and Michelle here. And they are going to be here next week for sure to talk to us more about Lynn's vacation on the beach.
That's
But listen, you guys, again, click, like, and share, because when we come back, we're going to get to know Marianne and Penina with Anwhut a little bit more. Yeah, we'll just talk,
you.
ladies.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, you guys. We'll be right back. Don't go too far.
It's hard to say things we never say. We don't mean it. It's like a laid back, tell it like it is. That storm I can see. Yeah, cognac, I feel your redemption. This card I play gon' bring some tension. I found my way back to sunny days. Get a little cold and something nice. The shoreline, the shoreline. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you guys
when
are
I can
alive.
actually like see them.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to Everyday People. Again, I'm Alpha. This is Cindy Sattini. We're here with the lady from Anwhut, and I think it's important that our community know who these ladies are. You've been around the block for a while, and so I just wanted to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and kind of talk about, what Anwhut is about, and also, just how you come up with this idea of doing what you're doing and all the things that you're doing.
You want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Anyways, my name is Marianne Savini. I'm of Samoan descent, of course. My mother comes from American Samoa, from the villages of Awa and Sailele, and my dad is from Ta'u, Manua, and Faleasau. I was born and raised in Carson, California. That's where I originally come from. In a very humble home. My parents were nationals of American Samoa who worked very hard to put food on the table and to raise us. Their key goals were just God and education, and that's the way, God, family, education, that's the way it was. And I'm just proud to have this opportunity to be here with Cindy and Alpha today, and just to share a little bit about our shop and how it became and where we're at now and where we plan to go from here on out. So I'll let Penina introduce herself before we get into other things. So.
My name is Penina White. My mother is Fatai and my dad is Sifa. My mom is from Halaufuli and my dad is from Hapai. I don't know a whole lot of the background in that, but what else? I'm sorry. I kind of listened to Marianne and she just I thought she would just introduce me.
But I think you've
well.
basically been in Utah most of your life, because if you guys don't know Penina, when I know of her, I grew up sort of with Penina my whole life, and when it comes to volleyball, oh my gosh. We'll talk about a star
West
right
High,
here.
right? What's a
West
Panther?
High, always a Panther.
That's right. Right.
No, growing up, I would watch Penina, and as soon as we knew she was going to hit the floor, the volleyball, oh
Really?
my gosh. Oh, you don't want...
But that was back when we were playing with rocks.
Wait,
Okay?
have you shown your
It's been-
kids what you're capable of
Well,
doing?
they go to West High and they're like, oh my gosh, look at all that hair. Because, back then we had the afro. And, people were still kind of doing the ironing the hair type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah.
Penina was a volleyball star. Basketball too, right?
Yeah, we play basketball too.
Basketball.
That's stunning. Also, I love your name.
Oh, thank you.
It's a very star-like name.
And she's my
Thank
cousin.
Penina White.
And my parents were both immigrants. So I pushed the registered vote. My mom passed away. She was already a citizen. So, that's us, and that's what we do. We are
Did
out here.
speaking of that though, somebody brought up I think one of our last segments, that although their parents were citizens, they never voted.
They never
Yeah.
voted.
Did your parents ever vote?
My mom was one of those that drove
Did she?
herself and told everybody else to go vote.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really sad because you're right. The generation now, they don't vote, but their parents are able to vote, but they won't bring their parents to vote. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. The millennials, I don't know about them.
Well, I think also the part of the problem is just the conveniency of nowadays of everything on the phone, and just I think the generation is so used to the idea of everything on their phone, and one of those things like voting, you just have to do the work to get to vote, and I think it's just the instant gratification of getting it on the phone. Let me just do it on the phone, but not everything is on the phone.
Yeah.
Tell us real quick with National Tongan American Society where that is right now for our viewers. If do they still have an option to register to vote? Or can they still vote? What does that look like for them? Since you guys are heavily involved in that.
Yeah,
right?
I went in yesterday and turned in some of our registration forms, and it's already, the early voters are out.
Yeah.
They're out voting. It was so packed there. I couldn't believe how many people are out there voting early. We turned in ours. Today's the last day for paper, so if if you're registering to vote on paper, today's the last day to turn that in.
Yeah.
The next time you'll have to go on the computer and do that, or walk in to do that. We are a big pusher of that. The NTAS, we push that a lot.
Yeah.
Because we believe that our people, God, they say they don't want to vote because it doesn't make a difference, but the thing that they don't know about it is that it does.
It does.
But my thing also, though, is that if you don't vote and you're mad about something, I'm sorry, you didn't vote. You know what I mean? Had you voted, then you would have had a voice in that.
Right.
You know, and that's why we're trying to put people that look like us
In office.
In office, because I want to sit across someone that knows what I need.
Right.
Does that make
Absolutely.
sense?
Yeah.
You know, because even though they say, "Oh yeah, well we need this," but no one is helping. It's because you're not voting, and we're not putting people up
the
there
right
that
position.
look like us.
Exactly.
That's going to help us get there, right?
I've known you being part of the education system for quite some time, especially with your athletic abilities, you know, growing up. Were you always involved in like the voting part of it and in the community like that?
No. We actually,
And why was it important for you to start getting involved, really?
what was important for me to get involved in that is just not seeing the changes that we were hoping for.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then we're complaining about it, but we're not doing anything about it. The only time I got into it is when we became part of the National Tongan American Society. They made me the
She's a civic engagement director.
which I knew nothing about. I'm like, why? Why would you make me that? And then getting into knowing how the changes in your voting, when you come and you vote, that makes the changes in that. And so I kind of got interested. But I don't know, our people is so hard. A lot of my frustration is just that they don't vote. They don't come out and vote. We have the most Polynesians here in Utah. But yet we can't get our people to come out and vote.
What do you think the hang up is?
I think a lot of the hang up is just
Procrastination
Yeah.
and just they're not used to doing it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
They're
just
not used to
something-
opening up their
Yeah.
ballot and
Yeah.
going, taking the time
It's too
to
much
go
work.
there.
It's just
That's
so
what I'm
much
saying.
putting in an
That's
envelope.
what I'm
Or
saying.
they
Yeah,
label us
exactly.
as. They think we're lazy, we don't
Yeah.
care, but something in that with our new millennials and things that are happening now need to change.
Yeah.
Because without that change, nothing's going to change for us as Pacific Islanders here in Utah. We had that register to vote caravan Saturday, last Saturday. It was
Oh, yeah,
such a
that's
great
right.
event. Had the community showed up,
Yeah.
but there was still a lot of people. We had great speakers that were there, and I think it was Emilio from OCA who represented the Asians who said it best. We have 180,000 Asian and Pacific Islanders in Utah. 100,000 are eligible to vote, but only 10,000 are registered.
Wow.
That's a big gap in what difference we can make. And here in Utah, 100,000 are eligible, but only 10,000 are registered. So we're missing a whole margin, like 100,000 almost,
Yeah,
of people
exactly.
who are not voting and don't care. So that's our job at the National Tongan American Society, is to go out there and push, our youth, our millennials, our generation, even the older people. I'm guilty because I was born and raised in America. And I think when I started working for NCAS about 10 years ago, it wasn't like until 5 years ago I started voting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because back then we didn't, we're growing up in
Same.
America, everything's fine. But now we see the difference it can make working there.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
I think also with education and people not understanding, like what you're saying, also understanding the importance of voting and every vote counts, and understanding that it does make a difference, whether it's big or small.
Yeah.
It makes a difference. 100,000, only 10,000. That's a crazy number.
That's a
sad.
crazy number. And they said that in our voter register. I mean, we saw the difference. I think it was 2 years ago. We went to the Capitol. Well, it was an Asian Pacific Islander Day, and we were there with Karen Kwan, Verona Sangato, Charlene Louis,
Right.
when they passed the bill that our kids were able to wear a cultural wear. I mean, we got to see the process. We got to see
And
the
I was just going to
voting.
ask you that.
Yeah.
We were up there.
What is an example that our viewers, our younger viewers, can say? You say that me voting can change things. What's an example of what can change? And
That is a perfect
what?
example.
That is a perfect
And can you
one.
explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we actually went up there because, there were a lot of complaints. They weren't letting our Pacific Islanders represent themselves with what they wear. And so a lot of our community leaders found that it was a problem. And so they put it out there. They wanted to pass a bill that we are able to represent ourselves, wear our cultural wear. So what we did is we had to go up to the Capitol, as a unit. Whoever showed up wore their cultural wear to show them this is who we are. We're Pacific Islanders. We had Karen Kwan, like I said, Verona Sanato, that headed off, and they spoke to the board. And then after that, we sat there to wait for a decision. We had to go to the House, and they
We went
passed
to
the
the
bill
House.
Wow.
and said that we as Pacific Islanders can represent ourselves with our cultural wear, and it was passed.
Wow.
And then we see in other states like California, kids are complaining because they were asked to take off their cultural wear. So I think at some point Utah's a little ahead because we're moving things. You know, we're moving. It's a movement we have here that we care. And other states are lacking that they're not moving quick enough. Yeah. And we have people in office. We have people who care. I mean, even our Senator, what's his name, Sean Reyes. Yeah. You know, he's up there like Pacific Islander making a difference. So the more of our people we get into office, I think the bigger difference we'll see in the way we live out here.
I love it.
Well, and I think also when they pass that for our people, the other nationalities kind of fell into that too.
Right.
So did it come?
Yes.
Sorry.
I think part of the bill was also not for just Pacific Islanders.
Yes,
but
for everyone.
Yes.
Yes. So we set that bill for
for everybody.
Cultures. So you know, I think it was a great thing, and we got to witness how that whole process works. And
that's amazing.
After that, I was like, oh my gosh, I need a vote. I saw the difference it makes, and so
Wow.
That was great.
You guys, so we were talking about you being in high school, what your experience was in voting and whatnot. Fast forward to maybe meeting, right? And then starting this whole idea with Anwhut. But before we get into creating the Anwhut part, just kind of, go back, down memory lane and kind of see where the connection was with the two of you. And then we'll go into a break and we'll come back and we'll talk where that connection has led you guys. Will that work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with you, Ann. I was asking her, I was like, okay, we know it's Anwhut, but what is her name? But I was like, I kept looking at threads and stuff, and people were calling you Auntie Ann.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
With me, like I said, I was raised in California. Mel and Penina used to always come out there with the volleyball team with my first cousins to play. I was only like 15 years old, and they would come and stay at my house. And when you're 15, you're like, why do these people always have to come to our house?
Bother my space.
And my mom was like, as long as there's somewhere to lay your head. So that's where we met back then. They would come every summer to play at the Samoan Flag Day because we lived in Victoria Park. And so that was kind of like the connection. And then years went by. Before that, I have like 30 plus years in retail management.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's my experience.
Okay.
Yeah, I started entrepreneurship in 1995. But as Samoans, I did it because, my parents were so strict, so you couldn't leave the house, you couldn't expand. So I was like, I'm starting a business. I'm only going to go around and do tents, vending. I go, and I'll give you guys the money when I make the money. So they're like, okay. Wow. So I would travel with my little booth. I started off with like little clothing. But anyways, like I said, that's where it started. I moved here to Utah in 2002.
Okay.
And when I came here because my family was here, my brother lived here. And then I met up with them again in Glendale.
Like those guys again.
Those guys. And so that's where I started hanging out with Mel and Penina again. And we became friends. We all connected again. And after that, they just became my Tongan family here in Utah. They welcomed me into their...
I gave her first job here.
Yeah, she gave my first job at Copper Hills. She was the program director over the girls and girls unit at Copper Hills Youth Center. A lot of people worked there. She gave everyone their jobs. There's mental health.
And that wasn't even what I wanted to do. I went to work there because some friends worked there, and they said, "Oh, you should come and do mental health." I'm like, "What's mental health?" Girl, I tell you what, I think I was mental health after I left because I was there for 8 years. Yeah, I didn't know how draining that was, and so that became my field, but without a degree. I became the director there. I was the only director there with no degree. So I kind of opened some doors for for some people that didn't have a degree in that. I had some knowledge, a little bit of knowledge, and what's funny is I took the young women theme and put it into my my program, just took the spiritual stuff out. Does that make sense? Yes. And that's how I wrote the program for my unit, was because I had a higher section and then I had a lower section for girls, depending on how their mental state was. Yeah, so I divided the girls' unit into two, and I just put the young women's thing in there and took the spiritual part out. Yeah. And it worked out. I was there for 8 years, and then I left. I thought, I got to go. That mental health I'm going to be mental health by the time I get out of there. But it was draining, but I loved it.
But she gave me my first job there. And that's how, like, I waited forever.
And then you became mental. And
Yeah.
I can't do
I was
this
like,
either.
what kind of field is this? But I needed a job. I was coming from Cali. I was like, my gosh, I need a job. So when I walked back there, I was like, what did I get myself into? And then ended up staying there for a few years and loved it. Became attached to the girls and whatever.
Wow.
And I think I was still, it was just then I left there to open up. It was, I don't know if you guys know the West Jordan. They used to have a Sears Grand that was there. It was a Sears, but a Grand.
yes,
Yeah, they
yes,
hired me
okay.
as the manager there, and I opened that store, and we built that store. Yeah, I was into that kind of weird stuff.
No.
Yeah, I always did jobs like that just to get the knowledge, and then I would leave.
Right.
So I was in like Home Depot. I was there for like 10 years. I started off pushing cards and ended up opening 5 Home Depots for them.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I traveled to do that for Home Depot. And that
Meaning,
was
like, were you like operations director, manager?
yeah, I
all
was the
that?
manager. Like I opened up. I was like I ran the night crew, to build it and put all the things up. And then during the day, I ran the whole front end. Then I was the assistant manager, and then they moved me to the director, and I moved to Marina Del Rey and opened stores up for them.
So opening up this shop was just
A walk in the park.
no, it's
Right? And she didn't want to open it.
I didn't want to.
I had to beg her. I said, please, I think it's going to be awesome.
I had a
And she
shop
goes,
in
"No."
Carson before I moved here, and I did it just because I was like, oh, it was called Samoa Maui, and it was right on Carson Street. I opened a shop, and I also had a club out there. It was called Suave, and it was the club that everybody went to with Point After running. I had that club too, and I was doing the shop and the club, and I worked, and
wow.
yeah, my life was crazy. So I enjoyed the club life, and then I enjoyed my shop, and yeah.
So you begged her. You said, "Hey,
And
we
she,
need to open
I
this
didn't
up."
want
yeah,
to.
she didn't want to do it. And I said, I think this is going to be a great thing. I said, we don't have a store here for us.
No.
With the materials, we have to go everywhere else to go get it. She goes, no. And of course, she's the one that had the money. So I said, please, come on. So I said, come on.
Come on, you got the money.
I'll help. Okay.
You're like, you got the money. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
I go, it's your little money, so come on, let's do this. It'll be well worth it. And then she finally said, okay. I was like,
Well, I think because the
Yeah.
motivation back in California were my parents. Oh my gosh, I get emotional.
That's
and
okay.
they were the ones who like backed me, did everything for me. And then when they passed away after I moved here, motivation was gone. And so when they're like, please, I go, no, it's going to remind me of my parents. I don't want to do this. They were the reason I did it. And it's kind of funny because 2 days ago I put this post on Facebook where it says, if you see me standing outside and staring at the sky, let me.
You better stop.
I go, it says let me because people I loved left before I can make them proud. And so this here, like with Anwhut, this was like my thing for them, So when I did it, when they said, please, please, I go, oh my gosh. Every moment, everything I put into it is for my parents.
Yeah.
Because they were supportive, even though I started off like with the little sneaky, I'm going to do a booth here when I was traveling. It eventually became brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And so everything that I do, people think, and this is why I hide because I've always been in the background.
I know.
Right.
That's why you guys don't even know my name. I go, they're not doing my job because I don't want people to know
Right.
who's behind this. But I'd rather do it in the background, and I'd rather just do what I do. And everything that I put into it, I always honor them. So
And now your
Yeah.
kids.
yeah, and my kids.
And now the kids have stepped up, and you're like,
Yes.
it's a different purpose now. I think
It's a
Just
different
in
purpose,
listening to
yes.
your
It's
story
a different
earlier.
purpose, and I'm grateful. You see, when you walk in there, we're never there. It's because I always tell people, in order to keep the shop going, we still got to work.
Right.
I said, I think a mistake that a lot of our entrepreneurs have is they open a business and they live off of it.
Seriously.
So
You're telling me.
No. So what we do is we still have our full-time jobs and we hire people, and I'm grateful to these people, the Vatuve family, Moniata, and all of their kids that are there, and especially my kids. I think we build a blueprint for my children, also their children,
I love
to
that.
follow and become entrepreneurs. So when you walk in, they're teenagers running the shop. We try to teach.
Yeah,
they're
I
there.
see them, and I'm always
My son
looking for
is
you
there.
too.
I know. I've only seen you at the shop once.
Yeah, people are like, we caught you.
never
And I go,
there.
it's because I had an order to fill, so I came in. But most of the time, if we're not there, we're doing NTAS business. If not, I'm with my kids. But that's how this all became, and that's how it all started. And I'm proud. I'm beyond proud of what Anwhut has become. Not only for a place to provide for our community, but I think also to help a lot of people in our community because we were talking about earlier, we sponsor a lot. Even though I tell people, Anwhut is tapped out for the year, we still get these little messages, please just one more. And it's hard to say no to people, you know?
Yeah.
And so sometimes, you know, I'm like, just do it. Even though we were tapped out in February, we're now in October and people are still reaching out. And even though we said we're done, you know, for the year because we still give because it's hard to say no.
Yeah.
So,
and that's something that's so beautiful. I think that's just the Pacific Islander in you.
Yeah.
You know, I love hearing your story about your parents. I think it's a beautiful thing to always pay tribute to your parents. I think as Pacific Islander, we do everything to make our parents proud. You know.
Same with yours. I mean, if you
I know. I'm not trying to talk much about it because I too will just ball my ears out. So I'm just gonna keep it. But no, I love hearing your story. I think it's beautiful and just the giving portion of it. So yeah, also again, thank you for sponsoring our show, and also Cindy and Buddha. They were also one of our sponsors, so one of our earlier ones. So thank you for being able to be there. And I think it's a very community-based thing that we have over here.
And what Ava's talking about is the Creative Pacific Foundation fashion show that they just had.
Yeah.
Yes,
And Anwhut was one of the sponsors for that
the
show.
silver sponsor. Yeah.
What I'd like to do is kind of give everybody a little breather because somebody made us cry.
I
This is why I can't come.
Making us cry over here. So, listen, I think we're just gonna take just one more break, take a little bit of breather, have Afa talk to the girls about why he shops there all the time.
That's right.
And we'll talk about exciting things and just sort of like the start of being an entrepreneur, what that looks like for our viewers. If they're ever interested in getting to the retail part of the industry, that's something that maybe you guys can share to help our viewers, I think.
Yes.
But listen, we'll be right back. And thank you so much to Michelle Willis and the Real Estate Essentials Studio for letting us use their studio just temporarily until we can get ours set up. But in the meantime, you guys, please click like and share because why not share these wonderful individuals? We got some powerhouses in the house today.
Yeah.
Super excited to have them in the studio. But we will be right back. Click like and share.
That's right.
I can't take it. I'm so
I can
lonely.
Like and share.
I can't take it. Oh, I wonder why you had to go. But baby, ooh, every night I wake up crying. Ooh, tears on my pillow, pain in my heart, you on my mind. I remember all the good times that we had before. Oh, I remember, and now my heart, very soul cries out for more. But baby, all your love for me is dying. Ooh, tears on my pillow, pain in my heart, you on my mind.
Go ahead.
Well, welcome back with Everyday People. Again, Alpha Alu here, filling in for Lynn because he's on vacation in Mexico. How dare you?
With the sun.
Exactly.
Lynn is laying out. He's doing his
He's
thing.
getting his tan.
You better come back or I'm going to go look for you.
No, and you better come back with a good tan.
That too.
That's right.
And some
We're
shot
talking
glasses
to
for
you.
all four of us.
Exactly. Anyways, we're back with the ladies from Anwhut. I love your store. I think when I moved here to Utah 8 years ago, it was something that I, like you talked about. Everybody was from Utah. They was going to Hawaii, back to the islands or California to look for stuff. But you guys are the only store like that here that sells fabric that I know of. So I kind of just want to talk about like what got the idea of getting what you have, you know, the fabrics, the fashion, the merchandise, and why it was what inspired that whole idea of bringing that here.
Well, for me, I just knew that we didn't have the materials that we wanted, that we were going to places to go get that.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, I think it'll be a great asset to have for our Polynesian people to have materials. So when we opened up and we got, our first little store was in Salt Lake. It was
funny.
just a little, it was
Like a garage.
like a garage. We rented it and it opened, but it was beautiful. We decorated it. And so we had our grand opening there, you know, and we had 30 rolls and we thought we were the ship. I don't know if I can say that, but I
Say that.
We were laughing because we thought we were in. We're like,
we had 30 rolls and we thought we were the shit. I was like, okay, you know. But
Money's
then,
coming in.
yeah,
We
but then we
rolling.
didn't have the space anymore
Oh.
for it. So we found this space at River Road. What a perfect
I know,
spot.
and it's so easy to get to.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's easy access for everyone.
and it's a standalone. That's what
And
we
it's
like.
a standalone. We
Yeah.
like that too. But yeah, we just thought we were it with 30 rolls. You know, now we have about over 500 rolls.
of
Wow.
material.
I
And
know,
still
I saw
getting
that.
with it.
Still.
And so we
Jeez.
laugh because I'm like, God, you remember back then when we thought we were it when we only had 30 rolls?
I was
And a
advertising
few
like over
necklaces.
30 rolls of
Over.
material.
Now
and-
over
and
500.
a few necklaces, and we thought we were it. And then when we moved, and this space was a lot bigger, so when we put it in, we were like, gosh, there's hardly
Anything?
So it
here.
was empty. It was like,
I was like, we need to figure out what we're going to do. So when we started to order things, we thought, Marianne said, let's order Samoan and Tongan, and let's be a one-stop shop.
Right.
Everybody can come in and find everything. And if we don't have it, we always recommend our other Polynesian, like Hawaiian Hut. You know what I mean? We push and we like
Promote our
you know, we
other
promote
Polynesian
our
businesses.
Polynesian businesses because we love that. That's for us too as well.
Yeah.
But now, when you walk into our store, you're right. It's everything. We're hoping that we allow everyone to come in and be able to buy whatever they need at that one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Does
So
that make sense?
just for our viewers, what's a list of things that they can find at your shop?
Oh,
I do want to
Just
say gava root.
yes.
Those
the
big old
sticks.
gava roots?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where you can
Yes.
pound and make the kava powder.
Yeah, and the reason why we bought that is because people needed it for a ceremony.
Oh, that's right.
Samoans.
Yeah,
So we
Samoans.
brought those in. We always listen to what our community
customers
needs,
say, yeah.
and so we try to order what they need.
But we
Right.
can't bring everything in. You know,
We
we
try,
can't bring
but-
everything everyone wants. So we try to get a selection of what the requests are, like the most, and then we
Yeah.
look for it. And we always tell them, if I can't find it for you, I mean, if we don't have it, I'll try my best to go look for it.
Yeah.
And I go look for it. But like Penina just talking, when we started, this is funny because we opened up our little shop. It was supposed to be online because it was during the pandemic.
Oh, the
Shops were
whole-
closing down.
Oh.
Shops were closing down, and here we are opening
up.
a shop. And it was because we went to downtown LA and we started seeing all these masks that had the NFL. So I go, oh, let's take a few. So we start bringing them, right? And then when we were telling, right, oh, look what we got, people started saying, oh, do you have this team, this team? And I go, hey, during the pandemic, I think this might be something good to sell. So we went back and brought hundreds, about 300 masks. And they sold like
Sold out.
that. In less than a week, they were
Wow.
gone. And so my kids always laugh and say, to think that this rolled off of some masks you guys wanted to, and we're selling them for $5.
Just $5.
I don't like,
all we
people were
were
like, I want
asking them.
Dodgers, I want Lakers, I want this. So we were giving it to them. Then we ended up opening the shop, and I'm telling you, it was like way in the back, and it was small. It was meant to be website, only because of the pandemic. But when we had our grand opening, it was crazy. Like
Wow.
it was packed, and people, because we thought we had so much, their shopping for that day almost cleared out everything.
We hardly had anything left after.
I was like, this was
Wow.
supposed to be by online or only. But now that we've moved into there, like Afa was asking, I mean, we wanted to bring in, we have a lot of supporters, and I want to thank our community, our dance groups, our churches. From the beginning, even Maliolole, they were one of our big supporters. A lot of dance groups buy their parels from us, their dance uniforms, all the accessories. So we went into the show business first by providing parels, the NASA shells, the necklaces, the sais, and then people were asking for fabric. So we had to source. Of course, we started from LA because everybody's like, "Do you get this from LA?" Yes, we do, because right now we don't know where to go. After research, we were able now to cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
So we found our source.
Yeah.
So that's why I was telling people, be patient. I said, as soon as we can find out where these people are getting this stuff, we'll be able to drop our prices.
Yeah.
And so we're thinking within the next month during the holiday season, I think all of our fabrics going almost to 50% off.
Wow,
Just
50%
to-
off, you
yeah.
guys. When does that go?
That's going to start probably November.
There you go, Afa.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll
And
be
so,
there.
yeah, we're trying to get rid of a lot of it so that we can bring in some new stuff, because we've also found suppliers now that will design our fabrics the way we want them, put our stuff on it. And so, like I said, we had a source from everywhere else, but now we cut out the middleman, which makes the cost lower.
And then you get a wholesale price.
And then we get
Much
wholesale
cheaper.
price, and then we're also bringing Samoa, which I get directly from Apia.
Oh, nice.
And unfortunately, I've been working with him for 3 years. He brings all my stuff in, and I was waiting for a shipment. Unfortunately, it's so sad. I got a text message. His wife said that he passed away, and they don't know how. Like, yeah.
Wait, is this the guy that's at the Makeki?
Yes.
I know him because I get
Hi.
Kiki Files from. I know. I just saw him
Sorry.
pass like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's-
yeah,
I was
yeah,
waiting
that's
for my
unfortunate.
shipment.
Wow.
Yeah.
And his wife, and I thought at first that she was pulling something on me because the
No,
money's
it's
gone,
true.
everything, it's already there. And I go, can I get my shipment, please? So those waiting for Samoa, see, he confirmed. My
Yeah,
supplier
and
is.
I don't know if you guys saw the. Sorry to.
No,
this is
no,
a
you're
different story,
fine.
but like the dress I did for Brianna, went for Miss Samoa.
yeah.
All the file that I used for the skirt was from him.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
very sad. I ordered like 50 files
Yeah.
skirts from him. But wow, yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
He's been my supplier for 3 years now.
Wow.
But all of my
and he's
Samoas-
great with the
But you
pricing
have
too.
backup.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, I finally found backup because I found out my first cousin lives there, so I'm like, okay, good.
Good.
Yeah.
And then Tonga we get from her family. You
Oh,
know,
good.
all
My
the Tonga
brother's out
stuff.
there.
Oh, nice.
Abe's out there.
Yeah.
Hey,
His
that's
wife.
right.
He's out there. He gets like our tawalas, our, the hilala necklaces, whatever we need from Tonga that brings it to us. So if not, Marianne's gonna have to travel. She's gonna have to get on the airplane,
darn.
go over there.
Dang it.
Gotta travel.
Traveling.
Yeah. I'm supposed to go the end of this year and travel the Pacific to try to get our direct contact so that we
You
don't have
need
to ask.
luggage,
And,
room for...
For us, I'll hold your luggage.
I know.
I'll be the luggage.
Yes, up your glam squad.
So like I said, and shout out to people who bring their stuff. I mean, there's Nena's tailor service, Melisani, who sews some of our stuff, and recently we just
Wow.
start getting it also from the
So you guys sell like outfits and stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what it has.
We have
Yes.
Kulikasis, yeah.
And
Sure.
you have somebody that takes the material from your store and they sell
And make
it for
their.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And-
Miller.
Yeah.
So we have a few people.
And then
that are
unfortunately,
sewing.
like some of our people, they also love like that stretch material, that they're getting from China, the dresses and the
Yes.
tribal. Unfortunately, we try to stay within Polynesia, but like I said, all of it, our fabric, it's used to be from LA, hardly anymore. So ours come from like Hawaii, China, Thailand, Indonesia. It's coming from everywhere now.
Wow. So you, Afa, working with material, are they like your one?
So here in Salt Lake,
Like your main
yeah.
place to go to?
I mean, I've been to Anwhut so many times for funerals, family reunions.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it's a funny. It's not a funny story, but like my one of my best friend's brother passed away 2 years ago in Samoa, and they wanted me to do the ties. So I went to Anwhut and got the fabric and sent the ties that I made from Anwhut fabric back to Samoa. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a one-stop shop for everything. I mean, I only go there for fabrics,
course.
obviously. But when I go in there, I'm like, every time I go in there, it gets fuller and fuller.
But do you
It's at
guys
that
order
point.
Tongan bracelets? Anyways.
It's there.
It's there.
Is it now? It is?
Yeah.
It's in there.
Okay.
There's a lot of things
Yeah.
over
So I've
there.
gone in
It's
there
there.
the last time looking, but it's
It's
sold
there.
out.
It's there.
Yeah,
okay.
unfortunately, like a lot of things that we are always busy is funerals. You know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because it's the lace, like lace and lace. We can't keep lace in stock, and then it's the ifaikangas, the tupenu whakafisis, and so
Yeah.
it's hard to keep in stock.
So we talked about 50% off on some of the materials.
Yes.
Anything else off at the store?
No, just that. A lot of our clothes are going to be cleared. No, we're going to be clearing a lot out because our
New stock's coming in.
NFL tribal jerseys that we have now,
That
they're
is
like
gonna go on sale.
NFL
$50.
tribal
That's
jersey?
amazing.
They're going half price also because I have a new design that I want to bring in, and so we're trying to get rid of all the teams we have now and the Ilavalavas that are on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
So tell me real quick, I wanted to ask the partnership. How has that been, working together as a part, how many years?
Well, this shop has been open now for almost 4 years.
Okay.
Brick and mortar, but before that,
In the garage.
yeah, in the garage. Anwhut actually started in 2007 with traveling and doing booths. We established 2007, so
Tell me how that journey has been with both of you working together as business partners. And for our viewers that may be going into business with others, maybe not even family, but I think in your case and in listening to your story, you guys are definitely family.
Yes.
It's not blood, but you're
Yeah.
definitely your family now. How has that been, and some of the things that maybe some of our viewers can maybe watch out for and prepare for as they're venturing into this new business?
Well, I think with us it works because we both have our own thing that we bring into it. So she stays kind of in her lane and I stay in my lane.
I like that.
So I take over the financial parts and the ordering, and she does mostly all of the, figuring out where everything goes. And like I said, she has her own lane, her own specialty. But I think just in like what you were saying with things like that, you just have to be respectful to one another, in order. One doesn't, even though like you were saying, well, I don't know
No
if
ego.
Penina's part. Yeah, no ego, no nothing like that. You just got to be able to have the same goals and the same purpose, which to us is serving.
Do you guys check each other?
A lot.
Often?
A lot.
I do.
Oh, okay.
A lot, but mostly
Respectfully.
her.
It's mostly me,
It's
but
mostly
I
her
get.
because she's such a perfectionist that it drives me berserk. Because like sometimes when we put stuff up in the shop, she walks over and she takes it down and treats it with something. I'm like, well, why didn't you just
You're
tell me
like,
that
no,
from the
you
get go?
do
Now
it.
I don't have to hang
And so
it
now
up.
when we get a shipment I go, why didn't you guys put it up? They go, well, because if we put it up, you're going to come back and change it anyways.
Exactly.
You're right.
Yeah. So I think the mutual respect too. You know what I mean? Because everybody laughs at the shop because they're like, here she comes and she's probably not going to do nothing. And I'm like, okay. I'm not going to do nothing then. I'm just going to leave.
Fire you.
But they're right, because when I get into the shop, I'm still doing work at NTA. Yes, I bring it to the shop when I have time, filing people's immigration paperwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of what we're pushing. So when I don't finish my work, I just kind of bring it, or else if I'm tired, I'm just going to lay on the floor.
And I'm
At
like,
the rug
there you
in
go.
the room, in the back room. I just lay there because I'm tired. And so she's like, don't get up, Penina. It's okay. Don't get
and I was
up.
like,
said,
don't
"I
sarcastically. Don't get up. You
You
just
know
sit
what I
right
mean?
there because we're
I
not
said,
busy.
I will.
Yeah.
You know, but I think, like she says, a lot of respect, and I don't go into her lane and she doesn't come into mine. But if I have a suggestion, I'm just going to suggest it to her, whether she likes it or not, but I'm going to make my suggestions. But yeah, I don't know. We don't fight like cats and
And
dogs.
I
and
think
stuff.
too with the entrepreneur, we always thought about this, holding a class like at our shop.
Yeah,
just for
masterclass,
young entrepreneurs,
yeah.
just to show them
Please.
the kickoff of, okay, this is how you get your paperwork done. This is the steps you take. These are like things you'll run into, not like, oh, it's gonna be flowers. It's because it's not. There's.
I mean, they have to understand that they may need to start with 30 rolls of material.
Yeah.
Or five.
Or five.
Five rolls in a garage.
Yes.
garage.
In a
And then know
garage.
that with that,
It'll build.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
Well, I just as an entrepreneur, I love hearing your story, and it's very inspiring. So I think as I know some of our viewers are entrepreneurs, are thinking of starting a business. Like, what is something that you would tell them to, as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, that would help them also understand if they want to get into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, first of all, you have to have passion, for what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. You just jump into something and you have no idea what it's about.
Just because you guys make it look cool.
Yeah. And I think the hardest thing that's been for us, which everybody runs into, is just keeping your paperwork in line. As far as your state taxes, your federal taxes,
The worst.
you have to have good bookkeeping. The bookkeeping is like the hardest part because, if you're not in line, they can come by and take your license or whatever. But you have to have passion for it. With us, we love to serve the community. There has to be a purpose behind it. And not only that, like I said earlier, you have to have a job in order for your business to work. You can't always just take out of it and take out of it. It's not going to survive.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the big thing is, like I said earlier, we don't live off of the business. Everything that comes in.
Is that a plan eventually, though, to let the money start working
Yes,
for you?
it is.
Yeah.
But like right now, like we had put out a little advertisement, thank you to Float Freely for always doing our context. That's Amit.
Dudes,
Amit.
Yes. Always doing our context, that she said moving in silence,
That's right.
Because when you let people know what your plans are, people for some reason are just going to ruin it.
Absolutely.
We have plans in the future. We have a lot of plans in the future that we're looking at. Just so the viewers know, if you have any suggestions or have a vote, we're looking for a second location.
What?
Yes.
That is so cool.
Our shop is
We're gonna come work
smaller,
it.
smaller. Yeah, we're thinking either in Utah, but we're mostly looking outside of Utah in another state.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And Vegas is our hit that we're waiting for. So
That's awesome.
we have a lot of things in the works, and we're trying. And like I tell everybody, got to give praise and glory to God, because without Him, we wouldn't be where we
Absolutely.
are.
Yes.
Always Him. Yeah.
Well, you ladies are a huge deal in our community. I see Anwhut everywhere as sponsors. You guys are definitely, they're right. They're in the community heavy. And so I think we're coming up to the end of the show. What I'd like to do is, you guys have given us so many great nuggets already for our viewers. I know we talked about the youth earlier, and voting, and maybe some of the things that we saw at the concert that weren't so, nice. Just some final words for our viewers that are younger, the younger generation that's coming up, on even learning how to build a business and just how to be better in the community. Yeah. We'll just start with you, Penina, if that's okay.
Well, I think our youth, I'm really sad, because I always tell these guys, I said, gosh, if they are our leaders for tomorrow, I'm very afraid, and that's not in a bad way. Man, I think our Polynesian youth have so much potential to step up and be leaders in our community, and to be in wherever everybody else is running for office, you know what I mean? Come out and make changes for us. I'm not worried about everybody else because they're making changes for themselves, right? I want changes for us, for us especially, and for my grandchildren, because they are our future. So for me, for them, it's just, gosh, come out and be great. Be great. So then that way everything falls into place for us. Our community is what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the other community because they're doing okay, right? Yes. We are the ones that are struggling, and we need to be okay with that. Be good little humans. Be good people. You know what I mean? Just in general. Be good humans. Like at the concert, man, I see all these kids, and I'm just thinking, wow, you guys have so much potential in there, Get out to vote. Personally, I just want a great life for my kids and my grandchildren, to prosper and move on and be, like I said, good humans. Yes. It doesn't take much to be nice, right? Because the world needs that. It's already ugly enough as it is. Let's be nice,
I love it.
to each other and to everybody else. But yeah, that's my little take on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On an entrepreneur standpoint, to our youth that are listening or out there, don't ever let anyone tell you can't do what you know you can do. Yeah. Never let anyone define who you are. The only one who can define you is yourself. We're growing up in such a hard world right now, especially for those of you who still have your parents. That goes in blessings a long way. Honor, take care of your parents, be respectful. In our Samoan, our Polynesian culture, be respectful. I think our success falls on us serving the community, serving our people, serving God. So if you have those things in your life, and you work your butt off, to get to where you want to be, I said, you'll be very successful in life. If you guys need help, stop by Anwhut One-Stop Polynesian Shop. I'll show you the little ropes. Yeah, little ropes, becoming and starting off your little business. But thank you, Cindy and Afa and Buddha, for
Thank
having us
you.
here
Thank you
today.
for
I mean,
having us.
wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's kind of like crumble. Just kidding. But thank you to our community. Everyone
for the
who has
support.
stepped in our doors, shared us, shopped with us. We wouldn't be where we are at today without you guys. So we're grateful. We love you guys. Thank you for the support. And we'll still try to do what we can in sponsoring when we can. But we're tapped out for the year. Really, we are.
For sure they are.
For sure we are.
No more.
No more. Well, listen, you guys. Before we end the show, just want to give just a couple more minutes for our very special guest host today, Afa Alu, for stepping in for Lynn today and hanging out with us. Lynn's supposed to be back next week, and Michelle fell ill a couple of days ago, so she is going to be here next week as well. But Afa, thank you so much for hanging out with us
This
today.
was so much fun.
I know, you gotta keep coming back on.
Well, we'll see. If you go rewatch and you're like, no, maybe we're not going out
And
and
just
back.
so if you guys weren't aware, Afa is one of the co-founders for Creative Pacific Foundation. He's also the designer for Afa Alu Designs, and he's also an entrepreneur. So Afa, any words of wisdom for our young generation coming up?
Well, my favorite quote is always work hard in silence, that your work speaks for itself, you know?
Yes.
And
It's great.
and so that's the only thing. Like it's the same thing that that's something that you alluded to. It's just do your work in silence. People will notice.
Yeah.
You don't have to make the big noise.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah, exactly. Look at me. Look at me. You know, I'm the same way. It's just like I do my work in silence, and just let that speak for itself. Eventually,
love
people
it.
will catch on. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, speaking of silence, I can't wait to work behind the scenes next week. I'm trying to get out of this, but listen, we're going to have a little show back here
silence.
next week. But you know what, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We, again, had a bunch of powerhouses in our studio today, and I am just honored to have all of you in here, and so inspiring. And listen, you guys, the message is always the same here at Everyday People, and that's for everyone. Just be kind.
Be kind.
To one another, and stop fighting.
Stop
Yeah.
fighting.
Don't fight at the Just
We'll get out of it.
Don't
Anyway,
fight in the
stop fighting.
Stop fighting in the bathroom stalls.
Don't fight next Saturday. Tomorrow.
No, tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna go running. Go run first
Yeah.
And then
at
go.
the thing, and then go to the concert
That's right.
after.
We'll fight
right?
you.
And don't drink.
Tired. Yeah.
All right,
you can't
guys.
If you can't handle your alcohol.
All right, you guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a happy Friday. We're out of here.
Friday.